Good morning. Glad to be with you on this Friday, talking to you about you and your business. You want to mention that tomorrow I will be at the Rich Club way early for me on a Saturday. But I'll be there at the Rich Club, and I'm going to be speaking just shortly there, introducing their guests. Phenomenal program they've got lined up, and I want to encourage you to check it out. richclub.org. It's right there off of 290. They have an awesome facility, and I love hanging out there. Look forward to being there tomorrow, starting at around 9 a.m., but a great event on understanding investment real estate. My first guest, Todd Randolph, he is a regular contributor on The Price of Business, bringing some interesting stories we love to talk about. And your guest today is one of my favorite organizations, one that I contribute to every single month. I don't know, I'm doing that half disclaimer and half just to tell people out there, this is one of those groups you want to invest in, and I'm really glad you're bringing them on the program. But Todd, tell us about your company and then introduce your guest today.
Well, good morning, and thank you. And I'm going to agree with that sentiment as well, Kevin. And I'll start with USI. USI, we're an insurance service advisory firm. My job is to lead our team of resources, whether that be wellness consultants, underwriters, actuaries, compliance attorneys, and really with advancing technology that we have today to help businesses today control their costs around employee benefits and build strategy that's not just 6 months or 1 year out, but anywhere from 3 to 5 years out to really kind of wrangle in the cost of healthcare these days, and it's my job to help lead that. But our guest today is Scott Arthur, and he is the Director of Public Relations for the Star of Hope mission, and special to me as well. I just personally, I work with youth groups that have had opportunities to go into many cities, not just Houston, and work with organizations just like the Star of Hope. So, Scott, thank you for joining us today. We're glad that you're here.
Yeah, Scott, you and I have chatted before, too, haven't we, Scott?
Yes, we have. As a matter of fact, I do recall that, and I want to thank both of you for your prior contributions to Star of Hope. We appreciate that very much.
Yep, and we do continue support both financially and through our radio spots. We do radio spots for you guys, and we tell you that not to pat ourselves on the back, but to say if you're a business owner, this is the kind of group you want to invest in. And I want to start off real quickly with an article I read. I found fascinating. There's a blog out there by a homeless guy, and you're going to probably know this story pretty quick. And he wrote an article that was actually critical of Star of Hope. And it talked about the fact that they had all these rules and all this structure. You had to be there at a certain time, and he found this burdensome and bothersome. And I'm like going, that's exactly why you're homeless, dude. Life is full of rules. Life is full of things that we have to do in order to be adult human being. And apparently, you're stuck in some kind of never ever land with Peter Pan. And those rules aren't there just to be arbitrary or to make lives difficult. They're actually there to change lives, aren't they? And aren't they, Scott?
Yeah, that's a good observation. First of all, we reach out to over 1,200 homeless men, women, and children every single day at Star of Hope. And there is probably between 7,000 and 8,000 homeless out there. And you hit the nail right on the head. There's a couple of thousand homeless men out there who just want to be homeless. Let's not say they want to be homeless. Let's say that they don't want to follow rules. They don't want to follow structure. Yeah. There's a lot of mental illness out there, but as you pointedly said, there's a reason that you're homeless, and that reason is that they don't want to have accountability. They don't want to have to follow the rules. And at Star of Hope, at our men's shelter, we have 320 beds that are always full, and we have overflow on a regular basis, and we need to have some structure for these guys. What we do is we reach out to men, women, and children. Out of the 1,200 homeless men, women, and children we take care of every day, 2/3 of them are women and children. And that surprises a lot of people. So to your point, the guy who says he doesn't like Star of Hope because of all the structure and things like that, we would like to have someone, of course, come in for overnight so that we can save them on a cold, cold night and make sure that they're off the dangerous extreme weather streets. But we'd rather have them for a year or a year and a half so we can help them with structured recovery programs like he was saying that he did one, to help him become a better man, to help him with employment, to help him with spiritual recovery, to help him with recovery from substance abuse, to give him a little bit of track on who he is, who he was, who he can be again. We are their support system so that they become productive members of society.
Absolutely.
And eventually achieve independent living.
Yeah, there's a old cliche. You teach a man, give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. You teach a man a fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. And when I see this guy, who, by the way, what is he doing online with his own blog? Incredibly articulate, taking pictures of the Star of Hope, by the way. I'm like going, what an incredible amount of creativity, but what an incredible lack of teachability. And you're looking for guys who are teachable.
Well, that's you shouldn't be really surprised because, and please, you guys, I'll be more than happy to help you join our outreach program someday, where we have a van that goes out to these guys just about every single day, and we reach out to them with first of all, the opportunity to get into the van and let us get you to our shelter so that you can start your life again. And if failing that, we'll give you blankets and we'll make sure that you're comfortable so that you'll be there again tomorrow. But when you mix with these guys, you find out there's a lot of intelligent people out there, but they're suffering from bipolar, they're suffering from post-traumatic, on and on and on. So, yeah, we have come across people who have been vice presidents of companies, executive lawyers, doctors that have just fallen through the cracks. And, they just have not gotten to the point where they want to be redeemed again. They want to start their life over again. I'm not talking about just spiritually, but I'm talking about physically in the real world.
Scott, we have lots of questions, so if you can shorten your answers, that would be awesome. By the way, what is the website? And then I'm going to let Todd take the rest of the questions after this, so I'm going to restrain myself. But what's the website for people to get more information about Star of Hope?
SOHmission.org.
SOHmission.org, one of my favorite groups to support. Todd, I'm going to let you have the rest of the questions. I apologize, but I am very passionate about this. So,
well, I would agree with you. We could probably talk over each other on this one quite a bit. And, it's always fascinating when you see organizations like this and what they do for people. And but there's a lot of involvement that goes on. There's a large amount of meals and things like that you provide or that you need for all those people that you serve. What's a day or a week like when it comes to serving meals and the needs that you have?
Well, that's a good question, Todd. What we do is we serve our three facilities. We have a men's shelter, we have a women and family emergency shelter, we have a transitional living center, which is like an apartment complex. And at the moment, we're serving about 15,000 meals every single week. Last year, we put 60,000 diapers on little bottoms.
Wow.
It goes on and on. We provided 100,000 pieces of donated clothing. And, the numbers are just catastrophic. Let me tell you, the last 5 years, the number of people that we open our doors to in our emergency shelters increased 53%. That's huge. And, again, the typical profile of homelessness in America right now is not that guy on the street with a sign. It's a family. It's women and kids. It's single women or a woman with a couple of children. There are guys out there, too. But a lot of those people on the streets, especially the guys with the signs, that's their day job. I'm not saying that a lot of them aren't, homeless because they want to be. And, they decide that they don't want to follow the structure or the rules, so they don't go into a shelter, whether it be ours or anybody else's. And we're always out reaching our hand out to them anyway. But most of those guys are out there because they just want a quick buck so they can get their booze or they can get their drugs, and they come back again tomorrow.
Yep.
But a lot of who we work with are the women and the children. And the children are victims in this. They didn't make bad judgments. They didn't do anything wrong. They are just tag-alongs. And, it literally influences the rest of their life. So we're trying to break that cycle. And every single day we have about 300 children in our system.
I'm sorry, I got to start wrapping it up, man. I'm grimacing at my producer, but time runs out. But it's phenomenal what they do. I love what they do. I joyfully support them, and I want to encourage you to joyfully support them too. SOHmission.org. I personally don't like ministries, and I even question the value of ministries that blindly give money to people without linkage. This is kingdom money. This is stewardship, and there needs to be linkage. People need to be willing to do this in order to get that. And we're looking for transformed lives, and that's what the money of the kingdom should be about, and that's what SOH Mission's all about. I'm not saying that food kitchens and things like that are wrong, but I like the idea of the linkage that you guys promote, and I think it's so important. So keep it up, Scott.
Well, we appreciate your support, man. Thank you.
All right, Scott Arthur, he's with sohmission.org. Check him out. Go ahead and send him a contribution today, please. And then, of course, my good friend Todd Randolph, he's here every week on The Price of Business, usi.biz. Fast interview because important content. We went over, in fact. I know it seemed like it went fast, but thanks so much for being with us, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over at usdailyreview.com. You're listening to The Price of Business.